Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Misfortune and we'll be facing off against the 10-star adventure from the Nightmares campaign. It's been a while since we've played through this. Actually, it's been 2 weeks. Still, I think I have played the Spirit Blossom campaign enough. Let's get back to the regularly scheduled bullying of the Poro King and Zoe. Today with Misfortune. I haven't actually played Misfortune all that much ever since I got her to 6 stars. I think we'll do fairly well. The idea is I have the Laurent Blade Rex, which combined with the Make It or the Bullet Time, plus our legendary power means that we actually deal 5 to all units while attacking, so we can very easily pull the opponent's units into harm's way. And then shock and off for extra damage, and Black Shield for protection. My board is going to be incredibly sticky. And yeah, let's see if we can take down the opponent with a more aggressive game plan, or the opponents I should say. I don't intend to fail right at the start. Haunting Hall, Enfeebling Strike, or Glutton for Punishment. Most of our units are rather small, so Glutton for Punishment does nothing. Enfeebling Strike, I guess it's decent. Worst case scenario, we're removing the opponent's attack by 5, right? So that's bound to be decent at the very least. Game? Come on. Why is it not working? Select the power. There we go. Why didn't it work properly at the start? Who knows? Jubilant Poro shouldn't be too bad. We can go... We have to go Misfortune at the start. I guess we'll follow it up with a Jagged Butcher on turn 4. And play the Double Up alongside it, maybe the Allen Navigator. Either way, we're killing 2 things here.
Nothing but powder monkeys.
We kill 2 things here, and the opponent will probably resummon exactly 2 things. So this probably accomplishes not a lot, other than work towards Misfortune's level up. That's one, that's another Poro, I figured as much. We need to protect the Misfortune. So I guess we're using the double up here. And I don't want to kill the unit that has Deathless, so let's not do that. I should have blocked that Poro over there. My mistake. The opponent probably refills, his entire board here, yet again, so another set of buffs and keywords for the opponent. Could be worse. Let's do the Island Navigator after the Crackshot Corsair. We're going to deal 1 billion damage this way. We might just kill the opponent over the top with the Shock and Awe and the effect of the Crackshot Corsair. Ideally we pull units that have or that don't have spell shield so that we can get some use out of the Misfortune's effect. Then Following up on that, we can do this. Can pull everything, right? Yeah, we'll pull everything. And the opponent has no mana, so we can't really properly respond to this. The crack shots alone were more than enough to kill the opponent. We took a decent amount of damage, however. But we can make it work. I just need to get a couple of units that can be played alongside Misfortune and I'll be alright. X-Tech Fabricator on the double up. I guess it's a card that's already in my deck and it's a pretty decent card, especially when combined with our power to increase its damage while in combat. Can do Lucian, which is a cheap unit. Coral Creatures, it's a decent 2-drop, and Double Trouble is somewhat synergistic with our deck. This is also a 1-drop, so you can go through a lot of stuff. Locket of the Iron Solar is also decent. But going for Fizz will lock us into Bilgewater. Bilgewater with Bilgewater. Is that good enough? I think so. Honestly, I think so. Bilgewater has a lot of stuff that cares about 1-drops. And we care about 1-drops. I would prefer stuff that allows for ramp and... no, not ramp, but mana cheating, so you can play stuff alongside the Misfortune. But I guess we'll just have to draft into it along the way. Slotbot in the gold chest or Tasty Faithful Slotbot. Let's go for the gold chest. Considering we're coming up on the meditation and meditation requires money to cut the cards from our deck, I think we will actually benefit a bit from the extra cash. The opponent has counters, right? Yeah, he has the Nigh for 2. So maybe keeping spells is not the way to go. I'll keep the Fizz, however. Maybe increase the chances of getting a Misfortune here at the start. There she is. Let's drop her down. The opponent plays something? No. He can very easily play the deny to deny the attack effect from the Misfortune. Misfortune goes down to 1 if that happens, but I'm not concerned, right? Okay, he doesn't do that. I guess he prefers to redevelop the board after I clear 2 of his units. It's his prerogative, so yeah, sure, opponent, do whatever you want. Let's develop some blockers for the River Shapers. Yeah, it's exactly those 2 units that the opponent attacks with. It's okay, we have a very good turn coming up. Next turn we'll have the Crackshot Corsair on the board. I'll develop the Fizz and attack first, and we go Jagged Butcher on the back of it. We also have the option to go for the Playful Trickster. So we have a lot of stuff that we can do. You know what, let's deny the opponent some card draw by doing this. Why would have liked that? That would have translated into more damage. But the opponent just dies to damage over the top, even if he blocks. Thanks to the crack shot from our power and from the crack shot Corsair. Yeah, damn, that's a lot of damage. I guess we're not in need of lethality. We just need some tools to keep control of the board so that things don't get out of hand until we can kill the opponent. And none of these cards are that. Excavator's Charge, Jagged Butcher, I guess. It's a card that's already in my deck. Those are usually good. Frozen Trapper is going to be a tricky encounter. He plays the Frozen Trapper, or he plays a unit and then traps my units, but that only happens for the first unit every turn. So if he plays a unit and I have nothing on board, it doesn't work. Oh, but I'll have the Powder Monkey, yeah. I always have the Powder Monkey. Can choose not to go for the Misfortune, but at this point we're safe to do that because we have the Powder Monkey, or the opponent already captured something. I could choose to release the Powder Monkey, but I think this is fine. We'll save the Powder Monkey for another time. Maybe the opponent overrides his own unit and he ends up losing the Powder Monkey, or releasing the Powder Monkey because of that. I guess Misfortune's dying this turn, and damn, the opponent got lucky. Lifesteal with Challenger and the very high attack unit. That's an unlucky drop. How do I even survive this? I guess the opponent won't be able to develop, so this is not the worst thing in the world. Let's just do the Jagged Butcher, we don't need to proc the Plunder. The +1/+1 extra won't do much. Can probably... the opponent already captured some things, so we can probably get away with trying to go for a kill here. We are developing a lot of 1-drops, so yeah, at the very least we're going to build 10 per attack. That's one, and then considering all of the other 1-drops I have on the board, yeah, okay, I was worried for no reason. It turns out we don't even need the Misfortune at this point to kill the opponent. Maybe I shouldn't play the Misfortune turn 1, maybe it's unnecessary. But to be fair, what else am I doing turn 1 besides Misfortune? That's redundant. Let's roll. None of these are that great. Farsight, Alteration, Jagged Butcher. We're going to have an excessive amount of Jagged Butchers. While I'm attacking, all your spells and skills deal 1 extra damage. That feels unnecessary. And it's way too expensive, right? I don't want to spend all of my rerolls, so let's do this. But we were coming up on the slot bot. Maybe I could have gotten away with rerolling a bit more there for something better than a Jagged Butcher at the start of the game. Whatever. We're going to start the game off with 10 mana, so we can afford to keep the Island Navigator and the Double Trouble. And actually go for something alongside the Misfortune for once.
Heart and mind as one.
I am, however, going to hold off on playing the Misfortune because the opponent has 13 mana and he can do a lot with that.
Every wave is a path.
What's he doing? Sky Splitter. That's fine. That's fine. Let's do... you know what? Let's do Double Trouble. Get 2 more 1-drops. Place your bets. Sure. I guess he's getting coins, so he is refilling his mana. Insight of Ages. Another Sky Splitter. That's a very high attack set. He's getting 4 mana out of this. Let's override the 3-drop. We don't need it.
The ocean is no place for the weak.
Okay. Ooh, that's unfortunate. The Winter's Breath, removing all of my spell shields really is a bother. Did it generate that randomly? I don't think so. I think Yard runs that card.
Always forward.
Anyway, let's do this. Guess I can do this. Get rid of that spell shield.
Love ya.
And then we do...
What could you ever teach me?
do what? We pull this with... we pull the karma with that. Let's work on reducing the amount of attack on those two.
Our way.
We can pull this guy here. I guess I don't care about the Omen Hawk taking damage. We deal a little bit of cheap damage to the opponent. Reduce the attack value on the Sett, I guess. Next turn we are likely to lose one of our champions to the Sett. No, we don't lose one of our champions. Instead we lose the Island Navigator for some reason. Do I want to deal 7 through that unit? I guess... no, this deals 7 to at least 3 units. I think it's a bit better. We don't really even need to worry about the opponent dealing the extra 2, right?
And all of them here to see you, of course.
I think we have to let the opponent proc the damage at least once, or the buff at least once. He's going to end up with a lot of spare mana.
I don't do meditation.
Well, at least we can get rid of these 2 Poros, right? It's generating a lot of cards. He might generate healing. Anyway, we have a pretty good turn here. Ooh, that's a decent burn. No more board clears for the opponent. This can potentially kill the opponent as well. Let's see if he has a way... okay, he doesn't have a way to prevent this. I don't think a lot of decks can really interact with the skills themselves. They can only interact with the units attacking. Ebb and Flow, Relentless Pursuit, Citrus Career. 2 mana Relentless Pursuit. I'm going to take it. Right? 2 mana Rally, it's slow speed, but who cares because I'm rallying, right? Sure. Well, worst case scenario, I'll get rid of it after or in an upcoming meditation encounter. Definitely getting rid of the 5-drop. The Coral Creatures hasn't really been that great, to be honest. I think we're cutting it from the deck as well. Let's keep things consistent. 28 cards. We can't even cut anything else. Ada Spirit or Smooth Soloist. We will be facing off against a harder encounter in the form of Zinaya. But the gratification will be instant instead of delayed. And we have a chance of getting better powers. So sure, let's go for the right path. Let's toss back into the deck, that back into the deck, keep the Fizz, increase the chances of drawing Misfortune. There she is. We could do Fizz, Crackshot Corsair, Jagged Butcher. Just really go for an aggressive first turn. Disregard the Misfortune. You know what? I talked myself into it. Mostly because the opponent has options. He has 3 mana. Okay, no blocks, really.
He's talking without
Are you sure you want to let all of these attacks go through opponent? I guess I can do this. Kill one of the opponent's units at least, but
Bullet to the
wow, he doesn't block at all. It's just taking the 15.
showtime.
I guess he wanted to do that.
Head up.
It fills his board, sure, and the blade dances. But he set himself to 9. I'm pretty sure if I go double up, go for the double up here and on the Storm of Blades, there's a chance it just dies, right? This deals 9. Okay, no, it does not, because of the tough plus the halving of the damage. Let's do this here, this here, this here, I guess. We let 2 hit, but I think that's fine. The opponent probably attacks here. I'll make it rain. I'll use the make it rain and then let's gamble that the opponent loses most of his units. Okay, we got to preserve the fizz at least. I think we'll just kill the opponent next turn. We lost out on the crackshot Corsair.
Hey there, little one.
There's a Zinaya. Frightening. But there's also a chance the opponent just dies to the make it rain. Okay, he doesn't die to the make it rain, never mind. But we have reduced the attack of the Zinaya. He can only block with the Zinaya. In fact, he can't even block with the Zinaya if he's as fearsome. He's just dead. Okay, for a second I was worried because he dropped on Zinaya for 2. Didn't realize we had let that many attacks go through and hit our Nexus. But it was fine. We aren't going to go ahead into the next encounter with full health. But we probably don't need to. All of these are atrocious. Can I get something decent? These are even worse. Purple Berry Shake? Nah. Prowling Cutthroat is decent. So are more Make It Rains though. 1 mana 3/3, however. That's pretty hard to block. Let's take the Make It Rain. No, let's go for the Prowling Cutthroat. Monastery of Hirana. Heal health, got one of these. For training, I'm going to heal. We can afford to take the healing, I think. We save up on the rerolls for a later time. And we're not really that loaded with bad cards. I guess Relentless Pursuit would be considered a bad card. One that I am not incentivized to keep. The Dancers. I think I can afford to do Misfortune, right? I play Misfortune, he probably plays a 2-drop here.
Hey there, little one.
Or he does that, completely wasting his cards for some reason. I'll take it. It just allows me to do a free kill on 2 of his units. And he probably won't, he won't refill the board. That's good, we deny him a board-wide buff. Once again wasting his units. I want to do Make It Rain this turn. I guess I'll do Fizz. He pulls the fizz, I'll make it rain, block there. If I take damage, so be it. Ooh, is that how it works? Make it rain just shuffles all the units around. Well, now we know. From the opponent's dying here, right? We do Island Navigator. We attack with 2 1-drops.
Spin it round, throw it down.
Nope. Deny that damage. We attack with 2 1-drops. Deal 10 at least. Plus 5 from the love tap. And we attack again. And the opponent's dead. Extra mana would be huge. Some discounts would be huge as well. Drawing, oh, the one that makes it so every card you draw that turn costs 1 less. That would probably be perfect because we're drawing a lot of cards thanks to our power. These are atrocious. Crystal Carrier, Prowling Cutthroat. Sure. That's the ramp I mentioned a while back. Endless Wealth or Early Bird. What's the weakest follower in my deck, first things first? The Crackshot Corsair. That can translate into a bunch of damage actually. Sure, let's do Early Bird. Maybe I could have gotten a better power if I rerolled, but considering how aggressive this deck is and how much we like to have units on board, this is probably fine. Let's skip the Make It Rain. Let's have some form of interaction for the upcoming turn. The upcoming turn 2. We are going to need it. Let's hope the opponent doesn't have a lot of Blade Dances this turn. I'll use the Misfortune to try and...
Nothing but powder.
Yep, there's a Blade Dance.
Around me.
Ouch. If I take the 14, I'm taking the 14, I don't care. I want to kill
Time for violence.
the Irelia. And I want to kill one of the opponent's units.
Finger
And then at the very least kill another one, I guess. The opponent gets to keep the Azir, but he loses 3 units because of this attack. So I'd say we're in a decent position. Okay, he can't refuel or refill the board. He does get to level up the Azir, however. Can do...
No mercy for those who desecrate our home.
We can do double Prowling Cutthroat and Make It Rain.
If looks could kill, they can, and they have.
He's Blade Dancing. I'll use the Make It Rain on the Blade Dance. That's a lot of damage. This is dealing 7. All of these are of Overwhelm. Let's hope they land on some decent targets.
Stop shooting.
Okay, that's the Irelia gone at least. Then we can do... let's do another Prowling Cutthroat.
Best way to the heart.
Well, I'm fully intending to block everything here. Yep, he's attacking with everything, like I figured. We can hopefully minimize the damage. Do this, do this, do this, do this.
My kind of party.
We'll be left at 2. Can we win at 2? I guess we just have to hope the opponent doesn't have any sort of attacks the next turn. so that we can do at least 2 attacks with our Island Navigator. We'll do this. We'll attack with the Island Navigator. Okay, that's nothing. We just win. Move here. The opponent takes 15. He loses the overwhelm on all of his units. Oh, he really just has nothing. I guess he blew his load way too soon. He almost got me, however. Fortunately, we'll heal back up to full after this. Maybe I'm way too focused on leveling up the Misfortune. But I don't really see how any other way we could have played through that game. Killing the Irelia that early, I think it was very impactful. Let's be greedy and reroll this. Regeneration, Spider Fang, Bright Staff. Let's take the Spider Fang. It's +1/+1 at the very least. So far so good, but the encounters are going to grow significantly harder for this part. We'll see how things turn out. But yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.